Welcome back to the channel. If you are returning, welcome. If you are new here, I am the Blunt Reader, and this is going to be a general reading for the sign of Pisces. In this reading, we are going to take a look at love for those who are single, those who are in a relationship or situationship, as well as what is next for you regardless of your relationship status. We're also going to take a look at career and finances, what you don't see, what you should know, and your next steps moving forward. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading, Pisces. I have already shuffled, but I am going to shuffle a couple times on camera. We have the Queen of Wands, Temperance, Justice, the King of Swords, Knight of Swords, Queen of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Six of Cups, and the Six of Swords. So for singles, empowered is the first thing that came to mind. So you could be feeling very empowered, very confident, very much so focused on your creative endeavors, what you're working towards, and your future. For some of you, you just feel like people are way too shady and you don't have time. Like, I'm not about to be bothered with these people. You could be feeling very antisocial, not wanting to connect with anybody. You may not even be on social media, maybe distancing yourself from even friends and family and just staying to yourself, trying to protect your energy is what I feel. Trying to get back in realignment after something has happened, possibly, and it doesn't have to have happened in a relationship. It could just be maybe there was some major change or shake up within yourself, within your spiritual journey and path, within your career, your finances, your home life, whatever it is. It's just trying to get you back on track and trying to get back to a place where you feel confident, where you feel motivated, where you feel driven and ambitious. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're already there and you're just really focused on moving ahead. Like, I don't have time to focus on anything else but these goals, but these things that I want to accomplish. For those of you who are in a relationship, with Temperance being here, that talks about a relationship that is harmonious and balanced and peaceful. So you could be in this energy right now, but this could also be an energy that is coming up. For some of you, I definitely feel like this is an energy that's coming up, because what I'm seeing is like, I kind of want to say it looks like gasoline, but it's like all thick and gritty and murky and not pleasing to look at. So you could have been in this energy, you could be in this energy where maybe things have not been all that great. And with Temperance, it's like trying to filter that energy out so that things are balanced, so that things are clear and moving forward. The sun is coming out in the background on Temperance, so that's why I kind of feel like some of you are in between. Like, it's not as bad as it was, but it's also not where you would like it to be, but you're making progress. I do feel like there is forward movement and that the goal is to move the relationship forward. With Justice being here for what is next is fairness, it's balance. It's whatever you've been putting out is that's coming back to you. So if you've been on the right side of things, then you have a lot of good things coming to you. But if you've been on the other side of that, well, sucks to be you. But definitely about balance, especially within the relationships. It's like restoring the balance, restoring the peace, restoring the harmony. Also about healing. So learning karmic lessons, clearing karmic debt. So for those of you who are single, what could be resolved and closing out and kind of has you feeling motivated is the fact that maybe you have separated from somebody, or a divorce is final, or something to that extent, where there's like a finalization of something that has been maybe a long time in the making. So overall, in love, I feel like y'all are doing well. whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship or a situationship, things are going well. But again, with that Justice card, it says whatever you've been putting out is what you're going to get back. So, you know, that's kind of just up to y'all. With the King of Swords, and the Knight of Swords here for your career is being, again, very focused. It's a very focused energy, which is good for y'all, Pisces, because this Queen of Cups here, this is you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. But I like the fact that the air sign energy is here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, because y'all could get kind of spacey and in your head and have all of these great ideas and be very creative and imaginative, just like the Queen of Wands, but you don't really act on it. You just think about it and dream about it and daydream about it, but there's not always any action here. So I like the fact that the King of Swords is here with the Knight of Swords, because the Knight of Swords, once this knight has made up his mind, there's nothing that is going to stop or deter him from getting what it is that he wants. It's being a little bit ruthless, especially with this King of Swords, but being very much so in your masculine energy, your dominant energy, and taking charge, taking action, taking initiative. But this only comes after you've made up your mind about what you're going to do, what direction you're going, and what you want. Some of you are still pondering that idea, and some of you start something and it's like full throttle, but then you either get distracted by something, and some of you, it could be distracted by love, by a relationship, or you just lose the momentum. It's like you're ready to take off and do this thing with the Knight of Swords, but with the Queen of Cups, she just looked like she was too focused on that cup. So just be mindful to not get easily distracted by something other than what you're supposed to be working on career-wise. Some of you have too many projects or too many ideas and you don't really know where to start. You need to focus your energy. That is also where this message of balance is coming in. Prioritize and plan. Some of you could have been in this King of Swords, Knight of Swords energy. You or somebody that you were connected to was in this energy. Relationship wise, could also be friendship, family, however the relationship went. But the Knight of Swords, especially with the King of Swords being here, is somebody being extremely blunt, not necessarily taking anybody else's feelings into consideration. Just, this is what's on my mind, so I'm gonna just say it, which could have led to arguments. And that's why Temperance is here, like, hold up, calm down, relax, pull back this aggression, reel it in, and tap more into this Queen of Cups energy of being more nurturing, gentle with your approach. For what you don't see, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Tides are changing is what I heard, which makes sense with the Six of Cups and the Six of Swords being here. The Six of Swords is wanting to move out of this energy of conflict and into something that's going to be calmer, this Temperance energy. So the Knight of Swords, King of Swords is the energy of like the Five of Swords. Very combative, very defensive, very argumentative. You want to move away from that and move towards Temperance. For what you should know, you have the Six of Cups. So we're talking about reconciliation. Some of you, what you don't see is that there is something that is trying to be healed from your childhood through something that is happening now. Possibly has to do with a relationship or lack of relationship with a mother or a mother figure. Also, if there is a feminine energy around you who could be older but doesn't have to be, who was sick, you may not know that they are recovering, that they are going to recover. It may look a little bit bleak right now, or has been, but tides are changing. Things are working in your favor, depending on how you deal with it. Because if you're learning the lessons, if you are open to what is happening, if you are not resisting change in what these situations and experiences are trying to teach you, then yes, things are going to work in your favor. However, if you are trying to resist, if you are trying to skip the process, then it's going to be difficult for you. And it is also taking me back to that visual of the gasoline that's all like thick and gritty. So with the Six of Swords, it's like trying to move through that gunk and not really going anywhere because you're trying to avoid it as opposed to dealing with it. It's like if you have a grill, because it's also making me think of like a George Foreman grill when you cook something and it gets all like the grease and all that stuff comes off. And it's like you want to cook something else, but you can't. I mean, you could. I wouldn't recommend it, but you gotta clean what's there first before you can then put something else on it. I mean, again, you can. Just like you can still progress through life with all of the gunk that's inside of you that hasn't gotten your attention, but it's only going to taint anything else you try to start. So if you cook on a dirty grill, then all of the leftover grease and bacteria, whatever else may be on the grill, is now going to be on the food that you are about to consume, which could ultimately make you sick. Same thing. If you don't deal with it, it's not going to go away. And then everything else that you do, everything else you become involved with is only going to be tainted. It's only going to be contaminated by what you have not dealt with. So there is a need for you to deal with something. Again, for some of you, it's from your childhood and it's tied to a parent. Could definitely be your mother, could be abandonment issues, could be anything. But there's something that needs to be dealt with, something that needs to be healed as well as transmuted so that you become better because of it. And it doesn't hinder you. For some of you, what you don't see is, I want to say that somebody is trying to hinder your progress. Because with this Wheel of Fortune, you have these two women here. The woman at the top, she look like she's chilling. She not worried about nothing. She's breezing through these tests. With this one out here, she look worried, but it also looks like she's trying to stop the wheel from turning. Not that she really has the power to, but it looks like she's trying. So for some of you, there could be somebody who is trying to hinder your progress in some way. We'll take a look at what that is in the extended. But for some of you, what you don't realize and what you should know with the Six of Cups is that it's really just you. Because you keep engaging with it, you keep going back to it. It could also be you going back to a particular pattern or behavior or mindset that is ultimately hindering you from moving forward. So you may feel like it's somebody else, but it could really just be you. And Six of Swords, your next steps, well, you should be moving away. You should be moving on. For some of you, it's just moving away from the conflict, learning how to communicate without it turning into a verbal altercation is what I heard. An argument, essentially. Finding a better and healthier way of communicating and not being in this King of Swords, Knight of Swords energy, or even taking the Queen of Cups, which could be kind of passive energy. Definitely a need to balance your energy and how you approach things. So for some of you, you need to leave a situation altogether. Others of you, you just need to move out of this chaotic and confrontational energy that you may be in. So we're going to take a look at all of this a little bit deeper in the extended. So again, if you would like to get that, there is a link to the Patreon down below in the description box. So until next time, I love you for free.